have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of God. For Christ is the end of the law for righteousness to every one that believeth. For Christ is the end of righteousness to every one that believeth. Going about trying to establish their own righteousness. Now I have another newspaper here this morning, and you can tell that people no longer read the Bakersfield, California. There's not too much left in there to read. I admired the article about the ascetic monk from Mount Sinai returns to speak at the church, and they are endeavoring to have him there at St. George Orthodox Church, a man that lives in withdrawal from society. And maybe the reason why is because of the zealous people that we have in religion. They're all over television. They're raising money for the millions. They're selling survival kits. They're talking about some great rapture that is not going to take place because it's a misuse of the word, even rapture. But did you know that these people that were here last Sunday morning for a stake that are not here today, and I'm not being mean because, you know, I realize you got Christmas and Easter and Mama's Day church goers and weddings and funerals. You don't forget the preacher on that because about the only time preacher's important. But this article says, end of the world, religious figures wed. Now, this group of people have got billboards up all over the United States, all the way from Maine to San Francisco. And it is there by an 89-year-old that evidently has a little bit of what I was talking about on Friday, Alzheimer's disease, or at least he's got a whole lot of zeal, but he is coming up short on the knowledge. You say, well, you shouldn't be judgmental. When someone tells me that God has spoken to them and told them the world is coming to an end on May the 21st, 2011, and they're putting up billboards all over America, says, save the date, return of Christ, May the 21st, 2011. Now, 2012, you know what's going to do? Or rather, May the 22nd, 2011, you know what's going to do? These religious zealots that have a whole lot of zeal, man, they can beat their tambourines and strum their guitars and pat their feet and get all excited about something emotional, but you know what is going to happen on the 22nd of May? That's next week. They're going to say, well, we might have missed it this time. We'll try another day. John Drake said it in 1847. The world's been coming to an end. But see, without knowledge, you don't understand that is talking about end of the world. The term world here is a set age or dispensation or a period. There's going to come an end to a period. We've seen that many, many times in our lifetime.
Yes.
I want to talk to you this morning about knowledge. Something that we can know, something we can grasp, something that we can build our life on. Not being tossed to and fro every time someone jumps up and hollers, God spoke to me. Well, I'm not built on God speaking to them. Matthew, the 16th chapter, Jesus is having conversation with his followers. And his followers were much like we are today. They were fair weather followers. I mean, when they had loaves and fishes, they were stomping the floor, jumping benches, and just having a great old time. But whenever the trial came, whenever they were put to a test, Jesus turned around and said, where are my followers? like what you were saying. So they left. And Jesus looked at them and said, will you leave me also? And nearly in unison, the 12 said, no, where can we go? You have the words of eternal life. You have the words of eternal. You're going to tell me how I can live in peace and security eternally. Now, as I told them Friday, don't worry about a preacher talking about eternity. You are in eternity.
Yes, yes.
Doesn't come after you die. You can't turn around. You can't go back.
That's right.
See, everything we're going to experience is in the future. But our future depends in a large part on what we believe now.
Amen.
What we do now determines. You don't believe in the end of the world? Well, certainly I believe in the end of the world. The end